Hey, okay, so pardon the travel mess that I look like right now. It's been a long day, but okay, let me get this for you. So starting right after the part of nobody else is dancing, I believe that was a line. There's nobody dancing. So the next part was Sarah saying, why did you become a speech therapist? So you say, why did I become a speech therapist? I don't know, or just shrug your shoulders. The sign for don't know is like the sign for no, but then you flip it out, like, I don't know. So you could do that. Sometimes you do it with two hands. One's a little bit lower, doesn't matter. Or just shrug, I don't know. And then the let's dance, just do like a head nod, like, come on, let's go dance. Come on, dance. She says dance and talk. You say dance and talk. No, that's too hard. Tough. I think we've done that one before. She says, tell me. And you say, in the 60s, it seemed important to do things that weren't simply self-serving. Okay, so this is a concept back in time. So what we talked about before, where you flip it over your shoulder. So you don't have to like remind yourself and touch, but just go over. So back. So back in the 60s, the sign for 60 is you take, it's actually a W, but it's also the number 6. It's kind of weird. So 6, 0 is what you're doing, 6, 0, and then you flip it to an S. So the S shape. So it's 60S. And the twist signifies the little apostrophe. So 60s. So back in the 60s, it seemed important. The sign for seemed, you take a C and you put it up by your face and just twist it. It seemed important. Important is starting, which don't start too low. I need to adjust the video. Important to do things. To do just is the sign for do. I think we talked about this before. It's D-O, like you're spelling it, D-O, 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 but you just push it around like this. And it's like to do things, to do errands. It signifies multiple things. So back in the 60s, it seemed important to do things. I wouldn't even sign things. I would just do. Things that weren't simply self-serving. Wow. That weren't, so just not, I would skip the word simply. Self-serving, just sign self, like remember how you talk about like their self? So put it right here, self. And then the sign for serving. So it's like carrying like the tray. Here's your tray, serving. You could also sign selfish if you wanted, just your interpretation of that. The sign for selfish is the letter 3 on both hands. You place your palms down and then you scrunch it and pull back. So I'm doing this motion, but it's out and I pull it in, selfish. So that's an option if you want. So in the 60s, it seemed important to do things that weren't simply self-serving or that weren't self-serving. She says, isn't this self-serving? You say, I guess it is, and it feels good to help people. So you can just shrug like, I guess it is, or you can actually sign I guess, which is you have an open claw onto your right side, and it goes across your face, and as it crosses, it closes. Guess. So you can go, I guess it is, or I guess it is. It feels good. We know the sign for feel already. Feels good to help people. We already know all those signs. But you're not helping anyone. I'm not helping anyone. Then you sign, that's your opinion. So that or that, how have we done that? That's your, pointing to her. Opinion is an O, and you circle it. Some people like flip it this way, and some people circle it, but it's over your forehead. Just an O. It's your opinion. She says, you're lucky. You say, why am I lucky? Why am I lucky is your middle finger on your chin, and you just flip it out. Lucky. Sometimes people will do it this way. Lucky. 2 taps. So whatever, and the reason I'm telling you that is whatever the girl that we cast as Sarah, whatever she signs, copy and use that same sign, because it would make sense because you're repeating the word that she just did. So do the same sign, but I sign it this way, lucky. So you're lucky. Why am I lucky? Because you believe in something you're doing. You believe in something you're doing even though you're not doing it. Because I believe in something I'm doing even though I'm not doing it. And then you say, you too could believe in something you're not doing. So you too, same also, you too could, the same for can, could believe, I think we've done that one before, believe in something that you're not doing. D-O. So that one, you've already got all the words for that. She says, blah, blah, blah. Oh, speech, right. And then she's struggling with her sweater. So you say, you can even just do help you. Like, can I help you? You don't have to say, can I? Because it's implied in your eyebrows that you're asking, like, can I help you? And just take the help and put it towards her. Let's see the next part of the script. I gotta move this page over. So your mother told you you were God. So my mother told me I was God. Okay, then you say, you sign, yes, that's correct. Yes, that's correct. I wouldn't sign that on this one. This is the sign accurate, correct. That's correct. Why didn't you want, and that's why you want to make me over in your image. And you repeat her, and then you say, okay. We already have okay. Only one problem. Only one problem? I thought there'd at least be two. So I thought at least. So like this is like the standard. This would be like maximum, like it's hit the top. At least would be the opposite. It's hit the bottom, like at least. So I thought there'd at least be two. She says, I don't believe in God. And you say, you don't believe in, and this is what you would sign. Now, wait a minute. You could even, you could sign now, which is the Y's, and you put it down by your chest. So now, wait. You just wiggle your fingers. They're kind of up at an angle a little bit. Wait a minute. Or you could just be like, no, wait a minute. And just put your hand up. Whatever's easier. I know you like the less signs. So now, wait a minute. I thought deaf people were required. The sign for required is take your left hand and then your right hand makes an X and you hook it right here. You can see that. And you take it from wherever it is and you pull it towards yourself. Like this is what you want and you're like yanking it, requiring it. We're required to believe in God. Sure. The damned of God who must perform a lifetime of penance. So I would sign here, the sign for damn is a D and you take it like facing your chest and you swipe it down like angrily because it's a curse word. So I would sign the damned of God. There's not really a way to sign the ED part for damned. So I would do damned people. I would sign people after that because that implies the damned versus just damn God, if that makes sense. So the damned people of God who must perform a lifetime of penance. It's not like perform like I'm going to perform in a play. It's like serve or relinquish or be willing. So I would sign this sign for that. Who must perform a lifetime of penance. And lifetime, this is just the sign for continue. So you start it close to you and you just push it on and on and on. And it's supposed to signify going into the future forever. A lifetime of penance, punishment. So that you have to have your elbow here. It's weird. I don't know about this one. You take your finger and you take it like down, kind of like you're spanking your elbow. I don't know. It's a weird sign. So that was a lot of new stuff. So let's go back up. So now wait a minute. Or now wait a minute. I thought deaf people were required to believe in God. Sure, this is kind of sarcastically, I'm assuming. The damned of God who must perform a lifetime of penance. Hopefully that's clear. It's kind of a hard one to get conceptually accurate. And then she says, demon come out, why always over the years? And then you just, I don't know. Or I don't know, whichever you choose for that. You'll start to find what feels best in your body when you do these. So hopefully you'll be able to pick those moments for yourself. And then why not over the head and the belly? And we'll work this part with in person, but she'll be touching you and it's not really actual sign. It's just kind of implied. Then she says time and then you say curfew. So I don't know the sign for curfew. I've not been able to find what I'd like for it. It's always a concept that's expanded. Like parents said you have to, be home by midnight or something like that. It's a concept. It's not a vocabulary word and sign that I'm aware of. So I asked one of my deaf friends, there might be a sign I just don't know of, but it doesn't come up in my interpreting profession ever. So I will figure out what to sign for that. And then once we get Sarah, she might be able to know, the actual sign for it. But for now, just spell curfew. Which it very well could be that's the sign for it, because some things just simply don't have signs and they just have to be spelled, which is unfortunate because I know we don't like finger spelling and it's harder to do on a stage where people have to see. So for that, just spell curfew for now, and I'll come up with something once I hear back. So I believe that's the end of it. Oh no, she says, bye. You say, I've really enjoyed this evening with you. So I really, at the same time, oh, she's really enjoyed. Just take your palms and like rub, like, that was nice. I enjoyed this evening. Just point down, like this being currently in space, like this evening is a sign for night. So you take your hand, your left hand, and your palm makes kind of a C-shaped, and it just hits right here, night, with you. So I really enjoyed this evening with you. She says, me too. And I believe that's the end of that scene. Yeah. Okay, there's your next part. Let me know if you have any questions.